objective and outcome is.
By the end of this unit, we will have read an assortment of fiction texts and use them to help us recognize the features of the fantasy genre. We will also uncover their themes. We will explore the motivations of various characters and recognize how storytelling can change different narrative points of view.
Our class goal:
to obtain maximum points on our state assessment. We see increase all around us.
Bear ringer. What did the white witch give Edmund? A. Turkish delight. B. A handkerchief. C. A book about Narnia history. D. Tea, cakes, and sardines. Use morning movement to display answer after the timer sounds.
Okay, so we'll all use think time. What did the white witch give Edmund? Based on what you've read thus far. Good job. I see you going back looking for evidence. Move it to me.
Okay.
So that we can help our classmates out. What chapter should we be in?
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4? Okay. Let's see. Okay, we have some more hands. We still have 20 seconds. All right. Okay. You all did good. Did good. Come on, Precious.
1, 2, 3.
And what does that stand for?
A.
All
Turkish
right.
delight.
Turkish delight. And who can justify that? Provide me with the textual evidence. Let's go, Jerron.
Page 38.
Everybody go to 38.
Yes, ma'am. Paragraph 1. Sentence 1 through 3.
Okay, read it to me.
What would you like best to eat? Turkish delight, please, Your Majesty, said Edmund.
All right. We agree? All right. Good job, everyone. Common Core state standards that we'll be reviewing today is reading standards for literature, determining the theme of our story, research to build and present knowledge through writing standards, and drawing evidence from your text. Okay. Thank you, Khalees. Right now you have journal writing. Haley's going to set us 5 minutes. Let's read our journal for today.
Imagine you slip through a secret passage into another world. Make up a fantasy about meeting someone there. Write about what happens and how you get back.
All right.
Okay.
Start. Come on, let's think. You can do it. Think about what's been going on in the story. I see Haley Bug. Let's. All right, Haley, share out. Everyone pay attention.
It was dark and scary. I was all alone in my closet. All of a sudden, I felt something hit my head, and it was cold. I opened my eyes and saw a green man with big eyes, and his name was Barney. He led me into his fun town and said that we could have lots of fun here. I was at the fun town for hours, it felt like, but he had told me to go home. It was getting dark. I had followed the really dark spots that I saw, walked through my closet, and I had heard something when I got back. It was my little sister telling me to wake up. I found out that I had fell asleep watching my little sister's movie, Barney.
Nice, huh? All right. Precious, you want to share out with us today?
All of a sudden, my siblings and I were exploring a great big mansion. I saw a room. It was very empty with a big portal inside. I began to wander in the portal. There was a hell-shaped woman. It was very creepy. The hell-shaped woman was named Elizabeth. We were great friends, but I noticed something in her old dusty chair.
Okay, so do you think both of those pertain to fantasy?
Yes,
And what led you to believe that Haley's was fantasy?
When she said something hit her head.
You can hit your head in real life, right? Who can help Khalees out?
When Haley said there was a big
Call on your lifeline.
area.
When Haley said about fun time,
So fun times don't exist?
No.
when she said that the time that she thought she was there for a long time, but she was actually dreaming.
Okay, let's use some think time. Everybody, think, close your eyes, and think about what Haley stated. What in her journal writing led you to believe this was a fantasy?
In Haley's journal writing led me to believe that this is a fantasy by you can't walk through a closet and enter a fun town.
Oh,
Another one is that she had said was Barney. Barney is a fantasy.
is Barney a fantasy or a
he's,
fictional character?
Non-fiction.
Barney is a fictional character. Okay, so how about Precious? Let's critique hers. Who can give me some feedback?
When Precious was reading her journal, writing aloud, I had heard that she said there was a half woman. So I knew that was fantasy right there.
Okay, describe this half woman. Was she a midget? See, midgets exist. Okay, so right now we're going to start reading chapter 4 of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And what page should we be on?
35.
Okay, Khalees, we left off. You should be the first reader for today. Come sit in the comfy reader's seat.
Okay, get up.
Everybody ready? Everybody ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Read.
All right.
Turkish delight. But what are you? Said the queen again. Are you a great overgrown dwarf that has cut off his beard? No, your majesty, said Edmund. I never had a beard. I'm a boy. A boy, she said. Do you mean you're a son of Adam? Edmund stood still, saying nothing. He was too confused by this time to understand what the question meant. I see you're an idiot. Whatever else you may be, said the queen. Answer me once and for all, or I shall lose my patience. Are you a human? Yes, your majesty, said Edmund. And how, pray, do you come to enter my dominions? Please, your majesty, I came in through a wardrobe. A wardrobe? What do you mean? I opened a door and just found myself here. Your Majesty, said Edmund. Ha, said the queen, speaking more to herself than to him. A door from the world of men? I have heard of such things. This may wreck it all, but he is only one, and he is easily dealt with. As she spoke these words, she rose from her seat and looked Edmund full in the face, and her eyes flaming. At the same moment, she raised her wand. Edmund felt sure that she was going to do something dreadful, but he seemed unable to move. Then, just as he gave himself up for lost, she appeared to change her mind. My poor child, she said in quite a different voice, how cold you look. Come and sit with me here on the sledge, and I will put my mantle around you, and we'll talk.
Okay, so stop right there. How has the queen mood changed in this story so far?
The queen.
How has the queen's mood changed?
The queen's mood has changed because at first she was mad, then she changed over to niceness.
Okay, so what led you to believe she was mad at the beginning of this chapter?
What led me to believe that she was mad in the beginning of this chapter was she said that she was going to lose her patience.
Okay.
The queen's mood has changed from the beginning now to where we're at. I noticed that she had started yelling at Edmund and she had got very impatient. But as we had read, she started caring now.
And what led you to believe she was doing a trait of caring?
Because she said, my poor child. And now she is trying to be all goody-goody, and I think that she's trying to persuade him.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, ma'am. And I can add to Haley's because she is right that the White Witch is trying to persuade Edmund because she says, come and sit with me here on my sledge, and I will put my mantle around you and we will talk.
Okay. So now we have some confusing words because I thought a mantle was something above a fireplace. But is that the same manners being used in this anchor text?
No, ma'am.
When the witch refers to a mantle, what is she referring to?
I think that whenever the witch is referring to a mantle, she is referring to a fur coat.
And what led you to believe she was referring to a fur coat?
Because you don't wear a mantle that's over a fireplace around you. You wear a coat.
That is true. That is true. So, one of your classmates said the word persuasion. Who can tell me the meaning of persuasion? Okay, well, JVR, I think you mentioned it and Haley mentioned it, right? So you all can choose.
What you me?
All right, Jaron, they want you to tell them what persuasion means.
Persuasion means, for example, if you persuade someone to
Can I persuade you to give me your snack money today?
yes, ma'am.
And what would I have to do? Can I just ask for it?
No,
Or can I
ma'am.
say, oh, if you
have
give me this, I'll give you back $2, you know? You
Yes,
give me $1, I'll give you back $2. Am I persuade you to give it to me?
yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because you are telling me that you're going to give me $2 if I give you $1.
And that doesn't mean you're persuaded. Are you easily influenced by money?
Yes, ma'am.
Persuasion is something through reasoning or argument that you can get someone to do for you. Just have to have the correct mannerism, right? Sometime. All right, so you're going to get with your 3 o'clock buddies, and you're going to discuss our guiding question for today. What does the white witch say or do to persuade Edmund to do as she wishes? And make sure that you cite your textual evidence.
I also know something.
Oh, excuse me. You have a classmate that said something.
As we have read so far before that she is the white witch. Now she's telling Edmund she is a queen.
So why would she be doing that? She's been the white witch in the story all this time, and now she's the queen.
She doing that because she trying to capture Edmund because she want a son of Adam and daughter of Eve.
So she's doing it to capture him. You all agree? Okay, everyone agrees. She's being the queen. Oh,
I disagree because she is not trying to capture him right now. She is trying to capture all of them. So she is going to wait till all of sons of Adam and daughter of Eve is together. Then capture them and make them as her housekeepers. Probably freeze them as a statue, or dismantle. Take
take your time.
I forgot you call that word when you pull items off their arms.
Dismantle something, yeah. You're right. Okay, so everyone put that 3 o'clock buddy. Oh, it's not. Mike, your 3 o'clock buddy.
You want to sit down?
Okay.
I got you. He got my leg right. He got his leg right here.
Okay.
It's 12 o'clock.
So who's missing their 3 o'clock buddy? Okay, well, you all just work together then. That's fine. All right. We're focusing on the guiding question. I'm going to give you all a few minutes. I hear some discussion over here.
Do you write on this? Oh! The white fish
Talk so loud, you can't
Afraid of the son of Adam and the daughter, the sons of Adam and the daughter of Eve, because she probably read that they were ones that could stop the eternal winter.
Okay, so where in the story did she say that? Your clock buddy.
And she gave them this stuff, she dropped on this stove that copper to make them warm.
You believe that? Has she shown you any textual evidence?
She would drop it on her.
Back it up. No, you have to prove.
Hold up.
Yes.
Wait, no. Here. It says page 39. When it says
What was your answer to the question? So what does the white witch say or do to persuade Edmund to do as she wishes? Okay, so it says cite textual evidence or to support your response. So that means if you all respond, you have to tell everyone where to go in your anchor text, right? Okay, all right, you have yours. Good job then. So what's your response to that question? Okay, so you all ready? If you're not ready to share out, raise your hand. Okay, we're going to give you 1 more minute, you all. Okay, now I want you to go to your 6 o'clock buddy and share your response to see if yours differ, you agree or disagree. 1 minute up. Let's move it. You have it up here, right? Okay. Find your 6 o'clock buddy and share out real quick. Hey, let's set the timer for 2 minutes. We're going to give you 2 minutes to share out. You decide whether you agree or disagree.
She said she was going to give him some turkey.
Let me hear it.
No. He would give some more.
Bring his sisters and brothers, son of and daughter of Eve, and she is going to capture them and use them as prisoners.
Yeah, and she got use him for the king and the queen. Yes, when she gone.
So why did she do all this for him? She just wanted to be nice to him?
And then she had said perhaps something hot to drink. And that's page on 37.
So what you have to say, Lucas?
So she
Oh, no.
So she got him to tell her
Where's your book?
he had one brother and 2 sisters. She had got him to tell her that he had one brother and 2 sisters.
There you go. That's good.
And that one of his sisters had already been.
So in other words, she was giving him something in order to get what from him?
Information about his sister.
Yes, that's a good connection. Yes, sir.
Bless y'all.
Okay, and we have a nice collaboration. Conversing does the body good, doesn't it? Okay, you all, let's hear. Time is up. I'm right on point. Who wants to share out first? You pick it.
That group.
Okay. I would just say the white witch persuaded Emma to do it as she wished because she gave him some Turkish delight and she gave him a warm drink to drink because he was cold. Juliana?
And while she gave him the warm drink and the turkey delight, so he could tell her. So she got him to tell her that he had one brother and 2 sisters, and that one of his sisters had already been anointed and had met a friend there.
The other reason she had gave Edmund the drink, the hot drink, is because his teeth was chattering together, and he was cold. So she gave him the warm drink to warm his insides. Lucas?
If you
You sure? You don't want to try?
What me and Enrico did, we combined our 2 answers together. And we went to page 38 and we read the whole thing. And it said that she persuaded him many times. At first, she was going to warm him up with her mantle and feed him and give him something to drink to warm him. And then she persuaded him to tell her, want him to come with her and stuff. But he said that he had told her that he had some siblings. And as he went on, she persuaded him to be king and prince and said that she would give him more Turkish delight if he had came by her house.
All right. Sounds great to me.
My group, we discussed our answers, and I wanted to add something to Haley. I understand what Haley was talking about, and when Edmund bring his brother and his 3 sisters with him to the White Witch house. No, it's a.
When you had said that Edmund had 3 sisters and two brothers, it's actually 2 sisters and 2 brothers. There are 4 children.
Okay, you did say 3, and I was hoping someone caught it. It's only 2 sisters.
And two brothers.
One brother.
Well, 1 brother besides Edmund. So he's saying it's 4 siblings all together. I understand where you're coming from. He's just not saying it in the correct manner, okay? I know, sweetie. What else did you have to add to? You want to try? You sure? We have time. Okay, so I think you all did an outstanding job on being able to answer your guided question. Now, let's discuss this. It says, what does this quote demonstrate about? All right, let's discuss. What does this quote demonstrate about Edmund's character? I'll read it to you. You all pay attention, okay? Edmund was already feeling uncomfortable for having eaten too many sweets. And when he heard that the lady he had made friends with was a dangerous witch, he felt even more uncomfortable. But he still wanted to taste that Turkish delight again more than he wanted anything else. So, based on this quote, what does this say about Edmund's character? Talk to me, Lukey.
This quote says about Edmund's character that he doesn't want to give up certain things.
Okay, and by certain things, let's go a little bit more into depth with that. What do you mean by he doesn't want to give up certain things?
He doesn't want to give up that delicious turkey delight.
Okay.
Turkish delight.
Look around.
And Edmund, his character, he's nervous, but then he still thinks about the Turkish delight that he liked it. In a way, he's kind of greedy, but he's not.
The word greedy, we haven't heard that word yet, have we?
No, ma'am.
I do agree with Ariane, but Edmund's character, as this little thing said, he's kind of not that caring. If he was caring, he would care more about his siblings than the Turkish delight.
Right, but that goes back to that word that Ariane used, greedy. When you have a greed for something, it overpowers you. You ever wanted something so bad and it didn't care? I didn't care. You don't care what your mom said, what your dad said. You wanted it, and it wasn't nothing gonna stop you from getting, whether it was a cookie or a chocolate cake, or you know, because we all know kids are sneaky. So when you have a greed for something that overpowers you, and it, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? It clouds your way of thinking. You know right from wrong, good versus evil, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the same coincidence with Edmund and his character. So let's recap today's lesson. We've analyzed the character of Edmund, including his thoughts and his feelings. We also practiced using evidence from the text to support your answers, and you all did an outstanding job. And we reviewed the meaning of persuasion. So we are another step closer to our class goal. And our class goal is what again?
To obtain